Coming up on Evening Edition, we take a look at a pivotal moment in SIUC history. Plus, an agreement is reached between Murfreesboro teachers and the school board. And one of SIU's very own weighs in on the Democratic debate. Live from Southern Illinois University, you're watching River Region Evening Edition. As homecoming week continues at SIU, many think of SIU's 150th anniversary. Good evening, I'm Hannah Frisch.
And I'm Jacob Gordon, but it's also the 50th anniversary of the fire at Old Main. Even though the building was torn down, parts of the iconic structure are spread across campus.
The fire was in 1969.
50 years ago, Old Main was destroyed by a fire. Old Main was located between Shryock Auditorium and Davies Gym. Even though the building was demolished, there are still some parts of the building living on campus.
A lot of the salvageable parts were collected, inventoried by the physical plant and stored on a site on campus and secured. And since then, nature has pretty much taken over, and a lot of the artifacts just kind of spread out and fell apart and been buried, basically.
But some parts have been reclaimed.
Fortunately, we were over the last 20 years, maybe, we were able to reclaim some of those artifacts, and within maybe the last 10 years, actually install some of those where people can view them and learn about the history.
Some of those pieces are available to view on campus. One location, Shryock Auditorium.
So Shryock Auditorium, of course, used to be adjacent to Old Main. Adjacent to the front steps of Shryock Auditorium, we have a couple of the artifacts from Old Main. They're terracotta. There's some architectural detailing there that you'll see, and there's two examples of that type of detailing that was inside of Old Main back in the day.
Another location is the patio on the east side of Morris Library.
Around 10 to maybe 12 years ago, somewhere in that time frame, the Friends of Morris Library were able to raise enough money to develop this area, incorporating several Old Main artifacts.
The patio has several pieces from Old Main.
One, for example, is a pediment from the north entrance of Old Main. Above the north entrance was this assembly of stone pieces.
The benches are also made from the stone from Old Main. Gorecki says it's a great way to bring a piece of the building to light.
We're really fortunate to have a lot of the artifacts still on campus.
He hopes alumni and students visit locations not only this weekend, but also in the future.
Today, students came together to help those in need by taking part in SIU's Homecoming Blood Drive. This blood drive served as an urgent need blood drive, meaning they're in urgent need of blood donors. The American Red Cross tells us the average donor donates 1.5 times a year, and less than 3% of the population is donating, while 97% of people will need blood at some point in their lives. While the entire process can take up to an hour, the blood drawing only takes around 5 to 10 minutes. Each donation is worth a pint, saving up to 3 people's lives, including cancer patients, car accident victims, and birthing mothers.
I do this job with the Red Cross because my nephew had cancer, and he frequently needed platelets and plasma and whole blood during his cancer treatments. And there were a couple times, especially around the holidays, when he had to wait to get his treatments till somebody donated blood. And when you see that happen to somebody that you love, it's just not okay.
If you weren't able to donate today, you can make an appointment with the Red Cross at redcrossblood.org or 1-800-RED-CROSS.
After months of negotiations, the Murfreesboro teachers have finally reached a contract. Yesterday, the board voted to approve the agreement reached, which ended the first teacher strike in decades. The deal the parties came up with was a 3-year contract which gave 3% raise the first and second years and a 3.5% raise in the third year. To mitigate the cost of striking, all teachers agreed to give up a personal day. Today marked the 9th annual Regional Disaster Conference. The program benefited individuals and groups in areas such as personal, professional, and governmental preparedness for disaster planning and response. During this event, a CPR class was offered to attendees, and the Illinois Emergency Management Agency awarded exercise hours to emergency managers. Well, hopefully we won't need that storm preparedness anytime soon.
Yeah, hopefully not. Even though the weather was still kind of warm today, it was still kind of a little chilly. I wasn't out very much, so I didn't see very much of it,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Zach Warhus is here now with the first look at weather. Zach, are we going to see the sunshine kind of continue the rest of the week?
Well, yes and no. It was really brisk today, you were right, Hannah, and it was definitely going to get warmer tomorrow. Tonight we can see it's going to be 69 degrees. Tomorrow it's going to be 45 in the morning. With the sunshine, that sun is going to stay out all the way through to the afternoon when it gets up to 59. Looking forward, we can see that there is going to be some cold incoming. We're into fall, folks. It's bound to happen. And some rain later in the week. But I'll tell you all about that, plus my 5-day forecast later in the show.
All right, Zach, thanks. Carbondale Police Department announced they'll be offering personal safety classes for women over the next few months. The classes, which are geared towards sexual assault prevention, are designed to teach women prevention and precaution methods and how to escape from an attack if it was to occur. The class consists of a lecture and 2 hands-on workshop sessions. Classes are taught by officers from the Carbondale Police Department. The class is limited, though, to 20 people and is free to the public.
Today is the day of giving for the potential Carbondale Dog Park. The planned park in Parish Park is collecting donations for fencing and other items. Donations of any size can be made through PayPal and in person and mailed to the Design Center or in person at the Design Center or mailed to P.O. Box 1251. For more information, visit thesedaledogparks.org.
And ahead on Evening Edition, a recap of last night's Democrat debate.
Plus, clouds of smoke rise on the northern Syria skyline. You're watching Evening Edition at 5.